my little Tattle Tells. Listen, new updates with the Wendy Williams. Yo, Wendy Williams said, I've had enough of y'all pushing false narratives and lies about me. Wendy Williams has actually made a statement to Page 6. Her lawyers and her PR people are coming back hard. What's more, Wendy posted a picture of her looking tight and right, looking good. Now listen, she still is wearing orthopedic pantyhose underneath shorts. I know. But even before there were disputes about her mental health, she was doing it. So it's not because she don't know what's going on. She actually just likes that look. I think she thinks those orthopedic pantyhose, but you know what? Let me shut up. Let me get into this mess. But first, I'm going to show you the picture of Wendy looking right. And then we're going to get into how she is coming out with guns blazing and both arms swinging on all these people that she swears is trying to take her down for her throne. Now, I don't want to be the one to say, I told you so. But didn't I? Before we get into it, I just want you to guys know, we have all the court documents. There's been new filings on both sides. You guys, we're going to tonight at 7 p.m. join me live with acclaimed civil and criminal attorney, Jess Jonda Esquire. We are going through all the legal docs. We're going to break them down into real world things you can understand. And you don't have to rely on my word, their word, nobody's word. We're going to go straight to the court documents because the court documents is really what's up. We're going to see what Wells Fargo's saying, what's Wendy saying. And let me tell you something. I talked to attorney Jonda before, just earlier today, and she is livid about what they're trying to do to Wendy. But if you don't want to take my word for it, let's get an attorney in to break everything down into real world things we can all understand. And she's also going to give us hints on how to protect ourselves from this happening. Y'all, it's going to be a great live, 7 p.m. tonight on my channel. There's going to be a link to the live in the description box if you're watching this on playback. All right. I'll shut up. Let's get into this mess. All right, so this photo comes directly from the Shade Room. It's their exclusive photo of, look at this, Wendy and her tights underneath her jean shorts. How you doing? I guess this is Wendy's proof of life photo. She is smiling. She is looking right. Okay, fine. Now let's get into what the lawyer is saying, hitting back. So this comes directly from Page 6, so you know it's real. One thing about TMZ and Page 6 and the Daily Mail and the Sun, I will say, right? When a PR person or when somebody in somebody's camp actually makes a statement, they are nothing but bullhorns for the PR people. So you can be pretty much guaranteed that it's coming from actually in the camp and not just somebody talking mess, right? Page 6 says, Wendy Williams denies struggling with her mental health amid a bank battle. I know that's right, Wendy. You better get all your coins, right? No, they said, now they thought they tried it. They said, how's Wendy Williams doing? No, baby, it's how you doing, Wendy? Whoever wrote this ain't a fan of the Wendy Williams show. How you doing, Wendy Williams? It's how you doing, Wendy? Anyway, they say Wendy says she is doing just good. I'm doing so. Anyway, listen, right? They say the talk show host denied Monday that she is struggling with her mental health after her bank, Wells Fargo, Page 6 didn't want to name check, but I am. Wells Fargo said that she was incapacitated person who needs a guardianship. Now, the funny thing is, we talked about this in another video. Who is going to be that guardianship? Is it going to be the bank, or is the bank actually supporting somebody else's petition? A lot of sources close to Wendy's, I got in the streets and got nosy and got a few sources that knew Wendy, grew up with Wendy, and know about the situation. And everybody's pointing their finger at her ne'er-do-well ex-husband. Now, do we know for certain if it's him? No. But I will say this. A lot of y'all got in the comments and was like, why would he do that? Because he messed up his own bag. He's not getting payments. He's not even getting his alimony. But you guys don't forget, the way they froze these accounts is unprecedented. Usually when they freeze your account, they freeze it from any new transactions. But mortgage payment, child support, alimony payment, reoccurring payments that have been happening regularly usually are still paid, and they freeze all the other assets. So if it is Kevin, right, this is speculation from my sources, if it is her ne'er-do-well ex-husband and Sharina, the vegan cook, right, if it is him, and he actually made a complaint, he could have thought that he was locking up Wendy's assets, going to get Wells Fargo support through Lori Schuler, because Lori Schuler's been working with her for the last 15 years. That means that she's cool with Wendy and Kevin. Let's not forget it, right? They lock up the assets. The bank, along with Lori and everyone, get Kevin to support the B guardianship because Kevin ain't taking that money out of Wells Fargo, and he still keeps getting his alimony. My sources are saying if this is true and where he dropped the bag is, he didn't expect for everything. He didn't expect for everything to be frozen. And now that everything's frozen, he can't even get his alimony either. So do you see why Wendy's suing, saying, even if you froze my account, there's still something odd in the way you're freezing it, because this is a complete freeze. But maybe Wells Fargo is like, listen, we don't know who to trust, but they are overstep. You know what? Let me save that for attorney Just Jonda at 7 p.m. Join us. We're going to go over all those documents 7 p.m. tonight on Monday. If you're watching this on playback, there's going to be a link to the live in the description box. Okay, so let's get to how Wendy's actually publicly hitting back. Wendy's lawyer said, Wendy said, Wendy wants the world to know that she strenuously denies all allegations about her mental health and well-being. She issued this through her lawyer, as you know. The lawyer made a direct statement to page 6. Direct. So this is the same as this coming out of Wendy's mouth, right? He goes on to say that Wendy, who has not hosted her daytime talk show since July of 2021. That's another thing. Why does everybody act like Wendy's been gone for 2 years? If you want my opinion on what happened, and from what my sources are saying, Wendy had a relapse after the Kevin Sharina thing. She has a history of it. However, with her age and her, I think it's Graves' disease and that other thing that causes swelling, I forget the name of it, whatever, it took her way longer to recover, and she wasn't emotionally or soundly in her right mind. However, it had nothing to do with dementia or anything of being incapacitated. Again, also explains why in August, Wendy even showed up for one of her shows. People were waiting in line to come in, and they canceled the show last minute. Does that sound like dementia, or does it sound like somebody has some type of addiction problems, and for some reason they either can't handle the stress, or maybe something was causing them to even relapse right then and there? Because again, let's get back to this statement. He said that during her hiatus, she's been employing holistic health professionals to help her reach optimum health during her treatment of Graves' disease and thyroid concerns. This also goes into my narrative that Wendy had relapsed, because one thing that I don't know for a fact, but let me know if anybody's ever struggled with addiction, whether this is true. I have heard, let me know in the comments, please. I have heard that when that happens, they try to stay away from over-the-counter medications or anything that stimulates the body because it might trigger them. So it makes sense she's looking into holistic treatments, especially considering her past, right? The attorney went on to insist that Wendy, 57, is doing fine and is of sound mind after her former financial advisor, Lori Schiller, right, claimed the opposite, leading Wells Fargo to cut off access to the millions of dollars from the former Shock Jocks accounts. There's more. Wendy's lawyer said she's disappointed. She's disappointed about the falsely circulated statements from an industry she has devoted her life to. Now, I don't want to say I told y'all so, but I did say I thought it was odd that every time Wendy was on the men, something would come out about something she did a year ago or 2 years ago. And I remember I did a video when I was like, yo, who's trying to destroy Wendy Williams? Because this don't make any sense. I know what y'all saying, but you need to there's a lot of money involved, and people get cutthroat over 5,000, let alone 5 million or 50 million. The lawyer continues, Wendy is grateful for the love and outpouring of support she's received from her fans, and she can't wait to get back. Let's hope it's soon. She thanks everyone who has been patiently awaiting her return, and believes that thanks in large part to the love and support of her son, who is her power of attorney, right? Her family and her new team of doctors, and a change of scenery, she is on the mend. Again, if her son and her family are on her team, who does that mean that was talking trash about her to Lori? If Lori didn't just make these things up on her own, we don't know yet. That leaves only her ex-husband, who used to be close to her camp, or a former business associate. However, I've done a little investigating, and Wendy hasn't really changed management or anything like that. So who could it be? All right, the lawyer continues. Wendy says to all her fans, how you doing? I know that's right. At least he got it right. Okay, now the article goes on to say that the lawyer speaking out on behalf after requesting a temporary restraining order against Wells Fargo for freezing her accounts out of concern. She is the victim of undue influence. Listen, Schuler says that she witnessed signs of exploitation, including Williams' own expressed apprehensions about the people around her. Let me find out that Wendy went to Lori and said, God damn it, my family makes me sick. And Lori was like, oh, that's all I need. Incapacitated. Again, it's funny how nobody had a problem with Wendy being incapacitated until she decided to move her money from Wells Fargo. Now all of a sudden they the caring, sharing bank that just wants to make sure Wendy Williams is doing okay. Y'all, this is heating up. Join me at 7 p.m. tonight.